He's still in front of Who's Your Daddy. Saliente, he's burnt the candle at both ends. He fights it hard. Red Buttons is starting to fly. Here he is, Hawke's Bay, Red Buttons, Red Buttons.
Here's Midterm arriving as well. WT took the lead though. WT, oh, I don't know. Tristram's son fighting hard. Tears of joy and Taiyoo. Taiyoo, no heartbreak today. Taiyoo, what a nick.
Now they're all set for the Tooheys New KYNETON Cup racing. Got them in a good line too. Bohemian Dancer jumped away okay. Mooball dropped out to last. Gradabra, La Flor de Luna, Mr. O'Hara all up on the pace, but here comes Akabilk. He shoots out of the pack now after travelling 300 metres, and in his favourite role, he took up the running Akabilk. They're about to pass the post the first time. From on the outside, La Flor de Luna. Get up as third, fourth Gradabra, Mr. O'Hara fifth. 2 lengths to Umbulo, followed by Aquiline. Then Bohemian Dancer, the outside of Mooball. A length and a half to Smart Arch. And last on its outside is .com. Turning out of the straight at the 1400 metres. Akabilk in front by 2.5 lengths to La Flor de Luna. McKechnie has Get Up third, 2 lengths away on the outside of Gradabra. Mr. O'Hara a length and a half away, being trailed up by Umbula. Aquiline racing 3 wide. Mooball making round the inside. Smart Arch is third last, followed by Bohemian Dancer. And 2 lengths to .com, heading up towards the 1100 metres. Akabilk increased his margin. He's 4 in front at the 1000 from La Flor de Luna doing all the chasing. 2.5 away, third is Get Up, followed by Gradabra. 3 away, Mr. O'Hara fifth at the 850. He's 8 lengths off the lead, followed by Aquiline. Mooball back on the inside. Then Umbula, Smart Arch back on the inside of Bohemian Dancer. And 4 lengths away, Hardwritten.com. Akabilk though down the side of the 650. He got away by 7 lengths to La Flor de Luna. 2.5 away, Get Up third, followed by Mr. O'Hara. Now off the fence, making ground, followed by Aquiline. Bohemian Dancer pulls out, followed by Umbula. Mooball back on the inside from Smart Arch, pulling out. 4 lengths away, Gradabra, and 4 lengths to .com. Akabilk is coming back to the field around the turn at the 350. He's 2.5 in front. Bohemian Dancer comes out of the pack with Mr. O'Hara. They picked up Akabilk inside the 200 metres, and here is Smart Arch from well back. She's getting out. She's starting to charge home. Bohemian Dancer a half in front. Smart Arch loomed up on the outside to pick up Bohemian Dancer. Smart Arch hit the lead of the line, and it's a Smart Arch Cup. Smart Arch, a neck to Bohemian Dancer. 3 away, third Umbula.
Surround Glory should be about the last. Moves up, the lights are on for the Cup. They stand as one, hits the button, they're racing in the Cup, and Surround Glory went back at the start. Show Barry Gradabra wide out on the course away very quickly. Just the part gate 2 fast out. Thrills Unlimited not far away. Expunge in the purple and white colours going forward. A line of 5 as they come down the straight on the first occasion. Just the parts going up on the fence. He'll lead Show Barry, and wide out on the track is Gradabra. A length away, Thrills Unlimited, and getting into a beautiful position, Expunge. Then came the Greys, Kelstein and Big Pat on the inside. A length and a half to Albarak, 2 Classic Benbara, Republic, Joy of Flight, and a length and a half Surround Glory. Up the side at the 1400 metres mark. Just the part in front, likes to lead, and he's doing just that. He's a length on the Boulder Gradabra, 3/4, Thrills Unlimited, another outsider. Show Barry, the Cup favourite, is 4th, and Flaherty's got him in a glorious position. On the fences, Big Pat outside of him, racing forward, Expunge. Classic Benbara, a little worse than centre field from Kelstein. Republic, Albarak. They were followed at the tail of the field by Surround Glory and Joy of Flight, the mare last, and 12 lengths away from Just the Part at the 950. Down the back straight, and Just the Part by more than a length on Gradabra. 2 lengths away on the fence, Thrills Unlimited and Show Barry poised. Right on his wheel, Expunge the outside of Big Pat. Classic Benbara comes off the fence, pushing the other one. Kelstein deep from Republic on the rail from Albarak. Surround Glory and Joy of Flight about to take off, 3 and 4 wide. Coming off the back at the 600 metres mark, and Just the Part hard in front of Gradabra. Showberry being nursed. Expunge goes up and makes a line of 4. A length away just behind them. Big Pat and the old boys running a mighty race. Classic Binborough peels to the outside from Kelstein. Then came Republic. Expunge going up to Showberry on the bend. Homeward bound in the cup, and Showberry put under the persuader. Expunge went straight past him. Big Pat 2 lengths away from Classic Binborough. Kelstein down the outside. Expunge in front. Showberry fighting like a tiger, but it's Expunge clear for Matty Gatt. Showberry's coming again. Expunge in front of Showberry. Expunge pulls out too many guns. Expunge wins the cup from Showberry. Big Pat and Kelstein a photo third.
Yeah, speak to your fans, Matty. Matty, that was a brilliant ride. You never let Showberry out of your sights.
No, well, I had to make sure with the 61, you know, he had to earn it. My horse is an up-and-coming horse, and he's going really well.
Yeah, and you gave us a Melbourne Cup type salute when you hit the line.
Yeah, it's been a long time before drinks, you know, a big race like this, so I'm just really happy.
Well done, go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Forest Knight heavily back, You Sexy Boy the fave. Convention in. They're set for the cup. Racing. Octrivia in gate number 2 and Physique on the rail. Jumped away well, but he's beaten for speed. You Sexy Boy is going forward in the early stages. He's looking to sit outside the pace, and Jamboree from the deep is coming across. He's going up to tackle Octrivia. De Capo a little wide. Physique punches up on the fence from Aquiline. They were followed next by Nicolapco. Going back, Forest Knight on the fence. Second last is Albarac, and Convention went out last. Octrivia in front, a little fired up in the turn out of the straight. Jamboree glides up on his outside. A length away, De Capo caught out 3 wide. He'll have to push on if he wants to get up outside the speed. A length away is Physique on the rail, and You Sexy Boy Cup favourite in a good spot past the 1400. Aquiline has his back. Nicolapco on the fence. Forest Knight third last from Albarac, and the Zabeel horse Convention brought up the rear. They're turning to the back straight now with 1200 metres left to run. Octrivia getting a pretty soft time in front. De Capo ranges up to be a neck away. Jamboree now getting a lovely run on his inside. Physique and You Sexy Boy fifth from Nicolapco. Aquiline's outside. 2 away, Forest Knight, who's taking a bit for rain. Albarac goes up on the fence to join him, and 2 lengths away, Convention, as they're halfway along the back, and Octrivia extends the lead. Octrivia out by a length and a half on De Capo. Jamboree always on the pace. Physique the old timer on the fence, and You Sexy Boy is fifth. On his inside, Nicolapco. Aquiline about to be called upon. Then came Albarac on the fence as they come down the side. Forest Knight second last gives the speed 7 or 8 lengths, and Convention being hard ridden. At the 500 metre mark, Octrivia in front by a neck on De Capo, who lays down the law. Jamboree comes up 3 wide. You Sexy Boy 4 deep. Nicolapco, Aquiline next. Forest Knight gets to the outside. No need to go back much further from Albarac. Jamboree moving up to Octrivia. You Sexy Boy the deepest, and De Capo one from the rail, and Forest Knight starting to run on. Jamboree for Nolan hits the front. Forest Knight is thundering down the centre with You Sexy Boy. Forest Knight after You Sexy Boy and Jamboree. You Sexy Boy joined by Forest Knight. Greg Charles drives him to the front in the cup, and Forest Knight comes away to win it brilliantly. Forest Knight by a length to You Sexy Boy and Jamboree. Compass Windows KYNETON Cup for 2007. Racing. Saliente's missed the kick. The big horse has missed it by more than a length. Allenby's mate snagged at the start, going back across the heels of the horses in front. And away fast, Who's Your Daddy? Special Stars in the white and blue cap heading him. Noble Samurai on the speed, and here's Macau Causeway in the white jacket. And Dan Ever from the outside, burning across, looking for a bit of the action. Iris in the Glen going forward. It's Dan Ever in front. Macau Causeway hunts up in the turn out of the straight. Iris in the Glen third from Admiral's Lady. Special Stars on the fence. Saliente's in hot water now. He's got a stride up wide around them. They were followed by Who's Your Daddy? Noble Samurai on the fence with him. A length away, Luna Quest. Hoax one out. 2 Lottery King. Allenby's mate, Jose Amigo, and Expunge, last year's winner last. Saliente's had to burn the candle at both ends. He's moved up to tackle Dan Ever. At the 1200 metres mark, it's Dan Ever, a narrow leader from the big horse Saliente. Macau Causeway run of the race, and the mare Iris in the Glen ahead. handy fourth. The other mare, Admiral's Lady, behind her. Special Stars up against the paint. Who's Your Daddy's got a fabulous run. He's 7th. Outside of Noble Samurai, and Hoax has Who's Your Daddy's back. Luna Quest on the fence from Lottery King at an even tempo. Then came Allenby's mate back second last. Ho's Amigo. And at the tail of the field, Expunges. They run off the back at the 800. Saliente put his head in front of Dan Ever. They're clear by 2 lengths on Iris and the Glen on a strong rein. Macau Causeway needs an out to Admiral's Lady. Here comes Newitt on Who's Your Daddy. Flushed out 3 deep and running into it. Back on the fence, Special Stars. Hoax grabs the back of Who's Your Daddy to go forward as they sprint. Then came Lottery King, Noble Samurai, Luna Quest, Jose Amigo, Allenby's mate, and Expunge last as they wheel in the KYNETON Cup. Saliente took over. Dan Ever spat the dummy. Saliente in front with Iris and the Glen looming. Wider out Who's Your Daddy, Lottery King, and then Macau Causeway from Hoax. Saliente, Iris and the Glen, and Who's Your Daddy on the outside coming into it. Saliente's fighting hard on the fence, the big horse. He's still in front of Who's Your Daddy. Saliente, he's burnt the candle at both ends. He fights it hard. Who's Your Daddy lunging at him, won't get him. Saliente, a great win. Saliente, a magnificent performance, wins it from Who's Your Daddy. Photo third. Lottery King, Iris and the Glen and Hoax.
Matthew, what was going through your mind when the gates opened?
Yeah, he can be a little bit funny in the barriers. And I was first in today, and when I got in there, he wasn't happy and he missed the kick. But I didn't panic, I just let him get into his rhythm, because once he gets in his rhythm, he'll stay all day. And I just slowly worked, outside the leader, and then on the turn, I wanted him to chase me because I know he'll keep going, and it worked out good from the turn.
I couldn't believe it. We went into the race thinking he had an outstanding chance today, and if he took up his normal running style, it'd be very hard to run down, and he just had to make it interesting by mucking up the start.
Were you confident all the way through the running, or were you thinking he was going to tire?
I just thought he'd done it too hard, working through deep round the first turn and then still getting up to be close. They normally can't win when they do that, but I think he had a little bit of class on most of these runners today.
Light flashing, racing. And they've come away in a very good line. Mojo Pin on the fence, and also away very quickly in the early stages. Captures Who's Your Daddy showing speed, and Macau Causeway burning across. Only Your Nose not too far away. Macau Causeway going up to Captious and takes the lead. Mojo Pin on the fence, third. Who's Your Daddy, fourth. They were followed by Cape Danger. He's 3 wide at the moment. Only his nose the centre. They were followed by Sylvan Court. Summer Bent did it for Mum. Well back Tester Lux, 1 from the rail, 2 lengths away Diggers and Dealers. They were followed by Forest Night, and 2 lengths away last of all is Crabs. It's Macau Causeway taking over. He's the pilot at the 1400 metres, marked by a length and a half on Captious on the fence. On the outside, the Cup favourite, Who's Your Daddy? Mojo Pin's getting a nice trip, and Cape Danger's landed a great spot behind the favourite. Then came Sylvan Court, only he knows 2 lengths away. Summer Bent did it for Mum. 2 lengths to Tester Lux, Forest Night on the fence. Second last Diggers and Dealers, and Crabs brought up the rear. Heading down the back, they're up to the 1,000 metres mark, and it's Macau Causeway setting the tempo. Who's Your Daddy right up outside the speed, captures third. Cape Danger's right on the back of Who's Your Daddy. On the rail, Mojo Pin from only he knows his stablemate. Summer been around him, and on the fence Sylvan Court. Then came Tester Lux, did it for Mum. Diggers and Dealers starting a run from third last over Forest Night and Crabs. Cupfield comes down the side, Macau Causeway. He's been in front every step of the way, but the big boy Who's Your Daddy's breathing fire down his throat. A length and a half to Cape Danger, who's right on his tracks. On the rail, Captious, a length and a half. Mojo Pin, only he knows. Summer Bent, the grand jumper, pulled out. On the fence, Sylvan Court, Diggers and Dealers did it for Mum. Tester Lux, Forest Night and Crabs. Who's Your Daddy going up to Macau Causeway. He puts his head in front. Cape Danger off the bit from Captious. Further out, Mojo Pin, only he knows. On the inside, Macau Causeway fighting back. It's Who's Your Daddy and Macau Causeway in a tooth and nail struggle from Captious. Big Who's Your Daddy takes the lead. Macau Causeway kicks. Who's Your Daddy in front, clings on and falls in to win the Cup. From Macau Causeway, Mojo Pin and Summer Bent in a photo third.
Coming around the turn, I just thought, well, Macau Causeway, he was gallant in defeat, and he's been tough in his last couple of starts, and Pete Moody's horses are always very, very fit. I knew our bloke could kick, but he just sort of finds a length and a half and then grinds away. I was just hoping to be strong in the finish, and Mark rode him perfect, and today it was our day.
set for the Cup, the Compass Windows KYNETON Cup for 2009. They're off. Starter caught them in a good line. Seek the Stars ridden out of the gate with Ulysses and also Escape Artist from the deep. Nips just going forward, and it's the charge of the cavalry early doors. Symon's kicking up, and Bourbonstreetblues one from the rail there, 4 abreast as Ulysses to the front. Bourbonstreetblues third, and Seek the Stars pops in. He's on the outside of Ulysses. Escape Artist couldn't get to the front, so he's had to go right back. Then Magic Hour. They were followed by Dazzling Ruby and Dark as Jim went out to the rear. Old Nips just leads the way up the side by 2 lengths on Symon and 2 lengths to Bourbonstreetblues. A length and a half Ulysses. Seek the Stars wanted to hop the crossing there. 2.5 Escape Artist, Magic Hour, Dazzling Ruby the mare for Sally Win back second, last over Dark as Jim. They're heading down the back in the KYNETON Cup, and Nipshus the bolter leads the way by a length on Symon, who's not going to let him get too far away. Bourbonstreetblues shooting for 4 Country Cups is right on their tail. 2 lengths away Ulysses on the inside of Seek the Stars. 2.5 Magic Hour. Escape Artist plays cover the outside. Dark as Jim on the fence, and Dazzling Ruby last, and she came off the bit there as they head up to the far bend at the 800. Now Symon puts the acid on. He goes up to Nipshus. The rider on Nipshus had a peep over his shoulder as Pega said it's game time. A length and a half to Bourbonstreetblues on their wheel. Then Seek the Stars coming with his run. Ulysses sneaking up on the fence. Dark as Jim's got something to offer and starts to run on. Escape Artist next, and then Dazzling Ruby. Nipshus put up the white flag big time before the bend, and Bourbonstreetblues strode away. He's 2 lengths in front of Seek the Stars. Dark as Jim, Escape Artist. Bourbonstreetblues on the bend. I'll tell you what, he's got plenty of power in the legs. He's 4 lengths in front, and he's shooting for 4 cups, and he's looking pretty good. Dark as Jim, Seek the Stars, Escape Artist run on. Bourbonstreetblues well clear. Dark as Jim went to second, but Bourbonstreetblues, he's out on his feet. He can't lift his legs, but my oh my, it's a great effort. 4 Country Cups for Yendall. Goes home and wins it by 3/4 to a length to Dark as Jim.
Tremendous effort, you know, this time in to win 4 Country Cups in a row. Just a bit disappointed I didn't ride him last start. The telecom communications error. Maybe we'll join new provider, but anyway. No, look, today, you know, everything was good. The horse travelled sweetly through the run. You know, he settled well. He done everything right. Everything I asked him to do, he did it. You know, and he went away with leaps and bounds.
And they're away in racing. Orchestra Stalls missed the start. Diari is also slow to begin. Hawke's Bay came out quickly. La Rocket and Bourbonstreetblues are going forward. Ronald John trying to come across. Red Buttons will take a sit in behind in the nose roll, and Syndrome back on the fence about 4th. But it's La Rocket leading the field down the straight with the local Hawke's Bay moving up to challenge. They're 1 and 2. Last year's winner Bourbonstreetblues, the outside of Syndrome, and the grey Ronald John shafted 3 wide. Red Buttons is running in 6th, then Davcon, Escape Artist. Then comes Storm Flyer on the 3 wide line with cover. Orchestra Stalls is next, Diarias. And the big horse, the Ombre, is back last as they head out towards the 1400 metre mark. And Hawke's Bay now finds the front for Froggy. Leads from Bourbonstreetblues. La Rocket with the box seat in 3rd. Running 4th is Ronald John, then Syndrome and Red Buttons 5th and 6th. A length and a half to Davcon and Storm Flyer with no luck. Escape Artist, Orchestra Stalls. The Ombre, Zarha now pulls out from back in the pack, and when the speed slackened, he's now moving. And Diaries is back last via the 1000 metre mark. So it's Hawke's Bay down the back from Bourbonstreetblues. Little change up front. La Rocket with the trail and Ronald John, then Syndrome, Red Buttons, and then Storm Flyer. That gives some cover to the Hombre. The Fave's got a trail into the race. Davcon's on the fence, Escape Artist, and then Diarias and Orchestra Stalls is back last. The Cup field head off the back, and with close to 700 left to go, it's Hawke's Bay leading from Bourbonstreetblues, trying to put it to him. La Rocket 2 away, then Ronald John, Red Buttons is next. next. Now being called for his effort. Syndrome the fence. Next then comes Stormflyer the Hombre. He's now being asked to chase, but he's still about 7 lengths off these leaders. Davcon Diarias, Escape Artist, Orchestra stalls. It's Hawke's Bay into the straight. Neil Dyer looking for this local cup. He got away by 2 lengths on La Rocket. Ronald John battles away. Bourbon Street Blues, then Red Buttons. Hawke's Bay is still going strongly. They're coming though. Red Buttons is starting to fly. Here he is. Hawke's Bay, Red Buttons, another cup. Wins it by a neck on Hawke's Bay. Orchestra Stalls flew out of the ground, ladies, in a photo with Bourbon Street Blues and the Hombre also close up.
Very impressive. The race worked there fantastic. It was always going to be good speed, and you felt on paper. But sometimes when you think that, them 3-4 leaders might be all thinking the same, that they'll get a good sit. But worked that nice, genuine speed, and nearly made a mess of it. But once we were able to get to the outside of Ronald John, he really, he's got great will to win, and Mick Kent just keeps doing it, keeps producing them, and he's just a fantastic trainer.
And the light is on. We're getting very close in the KYNETON Cup for NMIT, and they're away. Sartorius began awkwardly. Pergola snagged back as per the instructions, and here's Yendall with Hawke's Bay starting to work across the field. Bench warmers up there as well. The Tiger boots through from his inside position, and Diggers and Dealers eases out of the speed battle. Nipchus not far away in 5th. Mild-mannered Sartorius. Lucky 88 trying to get in. It's wide. Red Buttons is running 3rd last. Ready Zuka detached from the field 4 lengths away, and Pergola is last. It is the Tiger for Brenton Avdallah taking up the running as they leave the straight behind them in the cup. The local bench warmer keeps him company in 2nd, but he wants to pull. Nipchus, the 8-year-old, goes on with a job wider, and Hawke's Bay tries to get some cover. He slots in for 4th. 2.5 lengths away, Diggers and Dealers. Then Sartorius is landed in a lovely posse on the fence. Mild-mannered goes past him. Then Lucky 88. Next is Red Buttons trying to defend his crown from last year. Ready Zuka 3 lengths away, and Pergola a further 3 back, and close to 15 lengths off the lead. Down the back straight there, halfway in the cup, and it's the Tiger leading narrowly from Nipchus the outside, now putting the acid on, and Nipchus now going forward to take over control. Benchwarmer 3rd, Hawke's Bay in 4th, and now flushed out 3 wide via the 800 metres. Diggers and Dealers is next, and then came Mild-mannered Sartorius sneaking through along the fence. Lucky 88, Red Buttons, and Rawiller just whispering sweet nothings to one of the favourites. Around the outside goes Pergola, and next last of all is Ready Zuka, tight and compact. Look at this as they come down to the home corner. It's Nipchus still narrowly leading from the Tiger who came off the fence. Hawke's Bay battling around the outside. Diggers and Dealers, Lucky 88, and then came Pergola Sartorius. Red Buttons has got a lot of work to do. They straighten for home. Lucky 88 goes to Digger and Dealers. Here's Sartorius down the centre. Pergola wider, but Lucky 88 takes the front. Michelle Payne wields the whip. Sartorius tries hard, but it's Lucky 88's day to day, and he's going to score a length and a half on Sartorius. Pergola got 3rd.
Must be a good feeling coming into a corner like that, $100,000 race when he's travelling like that.
It's a great feeling. At the same time, you're sort of wondering if you've gone too soon, but he took me there so easy. Like, I knew that I had a good kick under me, and when I straightened up and gave him a couple of backhanders, he really quickened to the line nicely.
So you love racing and you'd like to own a horse? What about my racehorse? Do you receive prize money? Yes, you're an owner. The percentage you own is the percentage you win. Does no ongoing fees actually mean no ongoing fees? Yes, it means no ongoing fees. Do I get regular updates? You'll hear from Australia's best trainers throughout the horse's career. Do I get race day tickets? Well, they certainly did.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Vancouver. The Golden Slipper winner comes to Victoria in 2022.
Vancouver, the favourite course away for Tommy Berry.
An unbeaten champion 2-year-old and currently a leading third crop stallion. Sire of 9 stakes winners, 5 at Group 2 level, including Overpass, Vangelik and Yaletown. Vancouver, one of Woodside's Fab Five.
They're set, they're racing in the Cup. Moloney side on at the start. Dr. Fremantle got the backwash of that and went out the back door. Almodovar back in black and Sister Norma fast out. Newitt's really aggressive early on the Kiwi, back in black. He's got his head in front of Moloney, who kicks up hard the rail. Mr. Birchie and Streets away on the move, going up 4 wide at the post. Then Sister Norma dropping in. Almodovar the fence, Dark Note wide. Shinzu Steed's 5th last, 8 cards deep out. Budai, Dr. Fremantle. And Ronald John at the rear of the field. Moloney overdoing it in front. Leads the way up the side. Streets away, tugging a bit. Went up a half length the back in second position. 2.5 to back in black. Mr. Birchie wide. Almodovar on the fence. Then Sister Norma. Dark Note 3 wide with cover. They were followed by Budai, Shinzai Steeds in between runners. A length further back is 8 cards. On the rail inside of him is Dr. Fremantle. And the grey Ronald John with the men in the NMIT KYNETON Cup. And it's Moloney and the Gouch to the back. Heading up towards the 1,000 metre mark in front. Streets away, sitting up a length second. Mr. Birchie a length and a half away third. Back in black now, shades him on the rail. Almodovar put to sleep inside of the mare, Sister Norma. Dark Note, Shinzu Steeds going up in the centre. Budai back on the rail from 8 cards. Dr. Fremantle and Ronald John still the last one. 650 to run. Moloney in front. Streets away gives him the big glare down at the 600. Back in black on the rail. Third from Mr. Birchie. Sister Norma on a loose rein comes out. Then Almodovar nowhere to go. Shinzu Steed make ground. Further back in the field, coming to the outside, 8 cards. Streets away, stroll to the front. Back in black's the challenger, a length back. Sister Norma went to third as they turn. Almodovar, 8 cards making ground. Then came Dr. Fremantle. Streets away for Stevie Arnold at the 202 in front of back in black and Sister Norma. Almodovar and then Dr. Fremantle and Shinzu Steeds. They're all running on, but it's all in vain. It's well clear. Streets away, and the former Queenslander is killing them in the Cup. And Streets away bolted home by 3 lengths nearly. Second back in black from Shinzu Steeds. Picks up the button. VWAP sprawling in the gates. Settles. And they're off. VWAP jumped away well with Grandsire 1 and Alru's out fast. Cornell in the Darley jacket quickly into stride. Wide out on the track. Keep Cool coming across with Highland Rogue. And VWAP's going to drop in behind now. He's Notorious as next as they get going. They were followed by Constant Force, Hurdy-Gurdy Man, King Diamond, So You Think, who's drifted a fair way back, I should say. You Think So on the fence. And last of all is Keep Cool out of the straight. And Grandsire 1 takes up the role of pacemaker. Alru's tackling, Keep Cool out 3 wide. A length and a half away is Cornell finding a good spot. VWAP on the rail. Highland Rogue outside, He's Notorious. 2 away, Constant Force, Hurdy-Gurdy Man. They were followed well back on, settling down on the outside of him, King Diamond. You Think So on the rail, and at the rear is Whisper Downs. Grandsire 1 wheeling and dealing to the back. 1,200 metres to run. He's a length in front of Keep Cool, close enough. 2.5 lengths away, Alru's. 2 lengths to Cornell. Back on the rail, running in 5th position, VWAP. 2 Highland Rogue, He's Notorious, Constant Force, Hurdy-Gurdy Man. 4th last defence from King Diamond, You Think So. And still Whisper Downs for Chad Schofield, last of all. 850 metres left to run in the Cup. Grandsire 1 getting his own way, 3/4 on Keep Cool. He's playing hard ball in his shadow. 2 lengths away, third on the fence, VWAP, passed by Alru's. Then came Cornell, who's had a fab run, running 5th and 1 out and about to ease out. On the rail behind those, He's Notorious, 2 lengths, Highland Rogue. Hurdy-Gurdy Man, worse than centre field on the fence and pushed along. Pulling out out Constant Force. He's coming out 4 deep now. They were followed by behind those You Think So, Whisper Downs and Last King Diamond. Grand Si wanted the bend first. Keep Cool going up to eyeball him. Here's Cornell and Constant Force wide out, coming with a bit of a run. Further back, Al Rouge, You Think So, is going to pull to the outside. Whisper Downs behind those. Constant Force straight to the front. Keep Cool's trying to go with him. He's Notorious getting up on the fence, and Cornell coming back. Constant Force, Cornell. Whisper Downs late. Constant Force and Cornell. Cornell took the lead from Constant Force. Cornell won the Cup of Nose to Constant Force, and Whisper Downs third.
I thought I was going to win by half a length at the furlong, but this horse, he toughed it out to the line, so it was good. You know, it was good to get the result for the guys. Obviously, I haven't ridden him since Moonee Valley, bit of a hiccup. But that's racing, obviously, and you know, today it was good for me to get back on. Obviously, Damien Lane was down for the ride. He might be injured or sick, I don't know, but you know, just take those opportunities and, you know, and make the most of them.
He hasn't had the best of luck, this horse. You know, he went to Darwin and we didn't get a run up there, so he had a long trip up and back. And last 2 starts, he's really had no luck at all. You know, he got in the 1400 metre race at Caulfield, he got knocked off coming into the home corner, and he had no luck at the Valley last time. So it was nice to get the bob in and finally get a bit of luck. But he's just super consistent and great fun horse. I think it's his 3rd Cup now, and you know, hopefully there's another one in him.
They're off. Racing in the Cup, and Lord Durante came out very quickly. Cantonese Riviera Riches bring back an extra 0 jump well. Shockamola in the orange and blue going forward quickly, and wide out Flying Hustler 4 abreast early. Lord Durante the fence, extra 0 Shockamola. Flying Hustler wide looking to get cover but can't. Riviera Riches the fence, Tristram Sun in the centre. Bringback's getting his head skyward. Mabako outside of him, and Kingerwood found himself on a limb 4 wide. Cisco Delago 2 lengths back from Rawiller Cantonese, and Bunch Lockers 2 lengths away last as they wheel out of the straight. Lord Durante wandered all over the place at the 1400, but he led the way. He's just the leader as they go up the side from the former Kiwi, and that's Shockamola. Wide out on the track, striding up Flying Hustler, then extra 0 perched up in a beautiful spot for Walker. Riviera Riches on the rail, Kingerwood will bring it home 3 wide. Tristram Sun the centre, Cisco Delago the fence. 1 back is Mabako. Bringback just came off the bit and lost concentration there. 1 away to the former Adelaide Cup winner Rawiller. Then came Bunchlock and Cantonese 2 lengths away last, halfway along the back. And Stephen King, this great rider, has the front runner Lord Durante 3/4 on a former Benella Cup winner in Flying Hustler as they pass the 800. Shockamola went up 3 wide. Kingerwood 4 deep. G's done it hard, the favourite. On the fence, Riviera Riches, extra 0, waiting for somewhere to go. Tristram Sun is well positioned, about to come out. Cisco Delago under pressure. Bringback has been called upon, but he's flat to the boards at the moment. Mabako well back from Bunchlock, Rawiller, and 3 or 4 lengths away Cantonese. On the bend, Shockamola going up to Lord Durante. Kingerwood wider out. Tristram Sun with his run. Flying Hustler still there, extra 0. He's on the prowl looking for a run. The gap's about to come. No, it got cut out. He had to go back inside of Flying Hustler and Kingerwood. Kingerwood joined by Tristram Sun. Extra 0's getting up on the fence now. It's Tristram Sun for Vladimir Duric in front of the 100. He's got the Cup 1. Trying hard, extra 0, but it'll be another second. Away goes Tristram Sun to win from extra 0 and Kingerwood.
First win at 2,000 metres, and he did it in strong fashion. Looked like there was plenty left in the tank.
Well, both Brendan and Robbie both said to me the other day that he's been racing like a mile and a quarter will suit him, or he's had enough. So looks like the mile and a quarter suited him.
You've won plenty of country cups over the years. How's the KYNETON Cup fared for you in the past?
I won it as a 16-year-old on a horse called Change of Fortune. So I'm 20 years older now. And a few hairs less, but it's just as nice. Thank you.
Good to be back. Well done.
Great, thank you.
Tristram Sun looking to go back-to-back for a piece of history. Racing in the Cup. Axar from alley number 2 bounced away quickly, and he's got his head in front in the early stages. Lord Durante bounced fast. Tristram's Son coming across. Rosello going forward as Axar will tuck in fourth on the inside from Our Voodoo Prince. Nesbo, Tillabell Rings going well back. Then came Wish Come True, who's probably the omen tip, and at the tail of the field back on the fence as they come down the straight as Wales. Lord Durante straight to the front past the judge. Led a length and a half. Rosello happy to stay away from the fence, and then came Axar back on the rail. Outside of it is Tristram's Son. Our Voodoo Prince riding up on the back of Tristram's Son. On the fence making ground past that pair is Nesbo. A length further back is Wales. Tillabell Rings and Wish Come True last. The Gouch all of a sudden took the pressure out of the race. They're at a snail's crawl as they go around that next bend. Lord Durante one in front. Michael Walker sitting up on Rosello, a clear second. A length away Michelle Payne in the box seat on Axar. Tristram's Son close at hand. A length back Nesbo. Then Our Voodoo Prince a little worse than centre field. 2 lengths to Wales. Outside of him is Tillabell Rings, one of the 3 Weir runners, and Wish Come True for the great Glen Boss at the tail of the field. 900 metres left to run in the 4X Gold KYNETON Cup, and Lord Durante made play. One in front of Rosello and Axar chewing steel on the fence. Tristram's Son's had a fabulous run. He's fourth, 1 out and 1 back. 2 lengths away Nesbo, 3/4 Our Voodoo Prince, and now Rawiller wants to get onto the back of Duric on Tristram's Son. A length and a half back in the field. Wish Come True, who's easing around Tillabell Rings, and on the fence last of all is Wales. The action bit coming up at the 600 down to the 500 metres. Lord Durante quickens, a neck in front. Rosello goes with him. Axar needs a run back on the fence. Michelle banking on a bit of luck, waiting for the run. Here comes Tristram's Son on the scene, and now Voodoo Prince is coming home on his back from Tillabell Rings and Nesbo. There's a run on the fence for Axar. It's Tristram's Son hitting the front. Michelle said go, and Axar burst up on the rail. Axar's hit the lead. Coming back Lord Durante, Our Voodoo Prince, Tristram's Son, Axar. Tristram's Son in front. Axar driving. Our Voodoo Prince and Tillabell Rings is flying. Tristram's Son creates history. Back to back and wins the cup. Tillabell Rings might be second from Our Voodoo Prince. Close up behind them, Lord Durante and Axar gave the crowd something to cheer for about 100 metres.
And we're down here with some of the winning connections. Craig, well done. He loves KYNETON, doesn't he? Twice in a row.
A fantastic day, and it's always good to beat Michelle Payne. And great ride by Vlad Duric. Absolutely sensational, time to perfection, and it's great to see him get back-to-back KYNETON Cups. We love coming in.
You rode him last year to win this race. You've won on him again this year. Does he feel just as good this year as last?
I don't think I've ridden him since I won on him last year, so I'll have to tell Robbie I'll just see him here next year, I suppose.
Profit. The South Australian goes to the outside gate, and the field is ready for the Bet365 KYNETON Cup of 2016. They're racing. Collaboration jump well down on the inside, better than Tears of Joy at least. Tristram's Son away well. Taiyoo making ground, and Honorius ditto. Then followed by the Ghostly Grey Freshwater Storm, who's looking for a sit. Bring back on the rails, Name the Day, and Tidy Profited went back to the rear. There's not much speed on as they come down to greet the judge the first time in the Bet365 KYNETON Cup, and Collaboration quickens up a little bit, and the former New South Welshman goes to the lead by a length and a half. Tristram's Son, the winner of the 2014 and 2015 versions of the Cup, sits second, and they're 2 lengths clear from the Manangatang Cup winner recently, and that is Bring Back the Local Hope on the rails, trying to bring the cup home from Tears of Joy on the outside, and then 2 lengths further back to Taiyoo on the outside in those fluorescent Heartbreak City colours. He's around the outside of Name the Day in the colours made famous by the great mare Jamaica. They're followed next by Honorius. Tidy Profit, the South Australian, is second last, and the Ghostly Grey Freshwater Storm is last of all. 1,000 metres to go, and Collaboration, who's been specced at Boulder's Odds, is bowling along now in the cup. He's 3 lengths clear. Tristram's Son getting a nice camp, and a length and a half. Tears of Joy a half away to Bring Back, and they're really scooting at the 800. Taiyoo was next, followed by Name the Day, Niggle That. Then Honorius, Tidy Profit, and Freshwater Storm is about to start a run from the back. Collaboration, the front runner, 600 out in the KYNETON Cup. Tristram's Son, he travelled well. Third placing in the race, Tears of Joy. 2 lengths to Taiyoo, called upon. Then Name the Day, the rails. Further back then to Honorius, Tidy Profit, Freshwater Storm, and a gap to Bring Back. Tristram's Son try to rewrite history. He comes around the home turn, going for 3 KYNETON Cups. Tears of Joy the outside. Then Honorius running on with Taiyoo. Tristram some with 200 metres to go led. Tears of Joy. Taiyoo down the outside and so too Honorius. Tristram son fighting hard. Tears of Joy and Taiyoo. Taiyoo, no heartbreak today. Taiyoo, what a neck. Second goes to Tears of Joy, and third, I think Tristram's son just from Tidy Profit on the rails. Ready, racing in the Cup. Penny to Sell got a good start, not as good as the Grey Moon over Manhattan, who'll lead them onto the course proper. Yendall going for 3. Tom's Filleur up running second, and Penny to Sell's in the box underneath of Dodging Bullets. Then Fine Embers, followed by Extra Zero, the Group 1 place getter, who's won more than the rest of the field put together. He's 6th in the run. He keeps puffing Stuff wide, and 2 lengths to Ruling Dynasty. Grand Dreamer on the fence, and Dandy Gent dropped out to the rear. Speed's pretty good as they turn out of the straight. Tom's Filleur taking up the front from the Grey Moon over Manhattan. Third placing in the box seat is the local hope, Penny to Sell, the Gunbower Cup winner. Fourth, the outside Dodging Bullets, and 2 lengths to Fine Embers. A half away to Extra Zero, a length and a half to Grand Dreamer, and a half further back to Puffin Stuff. And 2 lengths away, sharing the last spot, Dandy Gent. Inside of Ruling Dynasty, they go to the back in the Cup. Tom's Filleur's trying to sit down a bit. Leads a neck, now ahead to Moon over Manhattan. 2 lengths to the favourite, Dodging Bullets, who's getting a sweet run on the back of them, although they've dropped the anchor out, these leaders. Next, Penny to Sell on the inside, and a length and a half to Extra Zero around Fine Embers. They're followed about 2 or 3 lengths further astern, then to Grand Dreamer. Inside of Puffin Stuff, they quicken up now up the back, and then Dandy Gent. And last of all was Ruling Dynasty inside the 800 as they go to the side in the Cup. And Tom's Filleur led by Nectar Moon over Manhattan. Dodging Bullets has had a nice run behind them, so too Penny to Sell. Then Extra Zero close enough from Fine Embers, and it's race on now. Puffin Stuff, Dandy Gent, Ruling Dynasty, and Grand Dreamer is held up at the back. Moon over Manhattan going for home at the 400 metre mark. Dodging Bullets coming after it. Tom's Filleur struggling, then Extra Zero, followed by Penny to Sell. Moon over Manhattan leads into the straight. Dodging Bullets is trying to pick it up. Moon over Manhattan a neck in front of Dodging Bullets, then Extra Zero. Moon over Manhattan still the leader. Dodging Bullets is still coming, then Grand Dreamer. Moon over Manhattan, Dodging Bullets. Moon over Manhattan, Dodging Bullets, got him. Dodging Bullets went bang on the line and delivered the pistol blow over Moon over Manhattan. Grand Dreamer most unlucky, late for third.
How many country cups have you gotten in the past?
I got a few without dropping things. Bairnsdale Cups and Moe Cups and things like that, Wangaratta. But look, I'm just happy riding winners anywhere I go. I've got 2 kids and they're very hungry and they've got a lot of things on their Santa wish list. So you've got to keep turning over and turning up, and that's just what I do.
Well, I think you might have to thank Dave Barry for that one.
Oh, Dave Barry at home on the couch, yeah. Well, I need some more rides Saturday, Dave, so make sure you're on the phone.
Well done, mate.
Good on you.
Come and join the
proven Group 1 winning syndicators.
Flying Start Syndications.
Flying Start Syndications.
Flying Start Syndications.
Are you ready to race? Our horses fly.
Pro Nature, an advanced multi-strain probiotic, works by flooding the gut with billions of naturally occurring beneficial bacteria that are essential for intestinal good health. Using Pro Nature every day protects your valuable animals and birds by establishing and maintaining a healthy gut, protecting them from scours, reducing digestive upsets and stress while maintaining good health. It's naturally safe and ideal for animals of all ages. Pro Nature is available in a wide range of packs from International Animal Health.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I've been in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
The Hump Day Migration. Incredible to witness.
Parched from the day, the Australian wildlife embark on a journey to quench their thirst. And there we have it, the call of their tenacious leader.
Just about right now. Starter Mr. Gath hits the button, in fact, and the Cup field are on their way. Bedford very slow to go. Smart As You Think bounced out well. So also in the middle of the line did Rhythm Despair, and Ennis is going forward in a hurry. Numia wants a forward spot on the Kiwi. Our Big Mike's on the scene as well towards the front. As they come down to greet the judge, Ennis the Emergency has snuck into the field. Leads the Kiwi, Our Big Mike, by a half length. Rhythm Despair settles 1-1, and Smart As You Think is underneath of it. Caught out 3 deep at the moment as the Horsham Cup winner, another Coldie, but he might be able to slot in here. Numia, the Coleraine Cup winner, is keeping him a little wider for the moment, and then a length and a quarter to Pillow Desai, followed by Snitzer Peg and a length and a half to Bedford. Tall Ship, the former Warrnambool Cup winners, on its outside from Royal Request, and 2 lengths away to Romanesque, who almost won a Warrnambool Cup. He's last at the 1200 metres. Ennis leads the Cup field into the back terrain by a length on the Kiwi, Our Big Mike. Third, As Smart As You Think, and a neck away. Fourth, the outside, is Rhythm Despair. Numia next did go to the fence, I think, from another Coldie. Sixth in the run. The speed's pretty solid. 2 lengths away then Pillow Desai inside the favourite, which is Snitzer Peg, and 2 further back to Tall Ship. Bedford's on the rails from Royal Request, and Romanesque sees them all. Coming off the back, Ennis by a length to Our Big Mike. Third, the inside, is Smart As You Think, and Rhythm Despair's about to go at the 600 metres. Another Coldie tracking it around Numia, and then Snitzer Peg, who's trying to follow another Coldie, but he's scrubbed along the favourite on the outside of Pillow Desai, and then Royal Request, followed by Bedford, who travels well, but third from the back on the home turn. Our Big Mike drove to the lead. After it on the outside, Rhythm Despair, and the little Cup's King, another Coldie. He's chiming in with his run. Another Coldie goes to Rhythm Despair, and Our Big Mike is trying to fight back. No Snitzer Peg, and then Romanesque. He's won the Gold Nugget, he's won the Horsham Cup, and now he's won the Kyneton Cup. Another Coldie does it again. 2 lengths Rhythm Despair. Our Big Mike third, Snitzer Peg fourth. Down to the judge and won 2,000 metres for the Bet365 Kyneton Cup. Gates crashed back and they're off and running. And getting out nicely in the middle was Brigadier. So too App Matten as they come across onto the course proper. App Matt joined by Brigadier. The grey Kilimanjaro looking for a 1-1 sit outside of Penny to Sell. And then Gun Down, who's trapped out 3 deep around Pakadali. WT's back on the rails in the meantime. Then a length and a half to Midterm, Extreme Talk. And Drossen brought up the rear. Past the judge the first time, a circuit to go. And it is App Matt which will lead them out of the straight. Leading a length on Brigadier, who sits up second, and Penny to Sell's in the box seat running third. Kilimanjaro the grey being passed 3 deep by Gun Down, the recent Moe Cup winner, going around the outside. Then followed by WT, who's buried back along the inside of Pakadali, a length and a half to Extreme Talk. Midterm is with it, and Drossen brought up the rear. That's the order as the Cup field swing to the back terrain, and it's App Matt leading out by a length on Brigadier. Penny to Sell is third, and Gun Down was able to squeeze in fourth in advance of Kilimanjaro. Drossen from the back hooks out 3 deep, goes quickly. WT back on the fence, and Midterm latches onto the back, or tries to, of Drossen. Pakadali's out the second last, and Extreme Talk last of all. Runs are coming early here as Drossen takes off on the outside, takes on App Matt and Brigadier. Kilimanjaro the greys got up to fourth, and Gun Down behind them. Then followed by Midterm wide. Pakadali and WT both in traffic for the moment, about 4 off the speed. Then Extreme Talk and Penny to Sell dropped out to last. Drossen put the cat amongst the pigeons and went for home, 2 lengths to Brigadier. In third place now Pakadali runs on, followed further back in the race then to WT, who's trying to get into the clear. Pakadali on the outside makes his move, he comes at Drossen. Then Gun Down squeezing through. WT's down the outside with his run. Pakadali went to the lead. WT's trying to peg him back. Pakadali with a 62 kilos. Here's Midterm arriving as well. WT took the lead though. WT, oh, I don't know. WT Midterm's put in an almighty lunge at him. It's a rib tickler in the Cup. Pakadali probably third from Brigadier or Gun Down.
and Paddy Moloney was a boy lifting him over the line and needed all of your strength as well.
Yeah, look, I thought I was in a bit of bother. The plan was to go forward from the barrier and make it a true staying test, which it ended up halfway through the race when the kid took off. But as soon as he came out of the barriers, he jumped up in the air and I thought, oh, it's all over and Mickey's going to be throwing the toys out of the cot on me. But after that, just let him travel where he was happy. Then as the tempo started increasing, I just kept on getting flushed out, like he couldn't travel for me. Just really think he struggled getting around the track, but once he balanced up in the straight, he was really strong through the line and put him in good stead for Saturday anyway.
Bet365 KYNETON Cup field already, the 2020 version with nobody here. Set, racing now. Captain Cook jumped okay on the outside of Mongolian Marshal. Away well as usual was Taiyoo going for a forward spot. Silent Command as well. Our big Mike's not going to get to the front if he is. He's going to have to work for it. Bartholomew Diaz has slotted across into sixth, placing into a beautiful spot in advance there of further back in the race then to Barry the Baptist. Behind him on the outside was Northwest Passage, about 2 lengths to WT, last year's runner-up, settling at the back second last, and Feel the Rush was the last one. They swing out of the straight and our big Mike did get away across to lead. The last start Moe Cup winner took them past the Pretty Hedges at the 1400, leading out by 3 parts to Taiyoo, the Murtoa Cup winner from this year, running second. Captain Cook, the top weights, in third place. Mongolian Marshal, who's a Waikato Cup winner in New Zealand, poking up to keep Silent Command working. About 3 lengths to the race favourite Bartholomew Diaz, and 2 further back to the Country Cup King Barry the Baptist. Then Northwest Passage behind him for Harry Coffey, who's won a few of them himself. WT, last year's runner-up, relegated to the rear with good speed on his Feel the Rush, went through along the inside. Our big Mike at the 800 in his favourite role, led by Nectar Taiyoo, who keeps him honest. Silent Command having no luck at all. 3 deep and working around the outside of the good looker Mongolian Marshal. The South Australia's about to put himself into the picture. Captain Cook along the inside. Bartholomew Diaz, he's riding him like McNeil, Childs. You wouldn't know the difference. It's a Melbourne Cup winning ride. Next in the race then as they come to the turn, Barry the Baptist, WT into a dead end, and then Northwest Passage. Mongolian Marshal, the South Australian, swept to the lead. Bartholomew Diaz is on the scene. WT gets the run back near the inside and comes after Bartholomew Diaz and Mongolian Marshal. A great finish in the KYNETON Cup. Mongolian Marshal, WT, Bartholomew Diaz, Mongolian Marshal. Bartholomew Diaz last straight dive at Mongolian Marshal and might have got it. Irish Flame, the Ballarat Cup winner, comes up in the line and they're racing in the Cup. The weather just clears for a moment. Converging away slowly. Darlamax out all right, but Silent Command pounces on the front from Darlamax, who will box seat Equine Philosopher, sliding up. Then converging, followed by Irish Flame, Indiana Lilly, and Dark Dream, the race favourite, is last. They come to greet the judge and not many else. There's they get a circuit to go in the Bet365 KYNETON Cup, and it's the dual Coleraine Cup winner, Silent Command, at a good gallop, which will lead by a half length to Equine Philosopher. He's been runner-up and he's passed 2 cups. Third, the inside converging, and the heavily backed Darlamax settles fourth, 1 out, 1 back. 3 lengths to Irish Flame, the Ballarat Cup winner, followed by Indiana Lilly the inside, and the Queensland Derby winner Dark Dreams about 3 lengths away at the tail end of the field. Silent Command will have to steady as they go to the back. He was going down the straight at a good rate. He leads by 3/4 to Equine Philosopher, converging third, Darlamax poised fourth. 3 pairs back, Irish Flame on the outside of Indiana Lilly, and Dark Dreams on his Pat Malone at the end. That's the order past the 1,000-metre mark. They're at halfway in the Cup. It's Silent Command on top. He led by a half length to Equine Philosopher, converging as third. Darlamax is fourth. Joint fifth, 3 pairs back. Indiana Lilly, who's underneath of Irish Flame. Still Dark Dream sees them all. He'll be getting plenty of mud in his face too, I reckon. The race favourite is last, and he's about 6 off the leader, Silent Command. Equine Philosopher second. Darlamax, he's had the best run in the race and he's about to pull out 3 deep and tackle them. He does from Converging. Then Irish Flame. Dark Dreams try to pick up from the back and then further back to Indiana Lily, who's last. Up to the turn here. Equine Philosopher putting it to Silent Command. On the outside, Darlamax is under pressure. Then Converging and Irish Flame as they come around the turn. Equine Philosopher took a narrow lead. Silent Command's fighting on. Then followed further back to Indiana Lily, who's railing hard on the inside. Silent Command's the leader. He beat off Equine Philosopher. Indiana Lily hasn't gone around a horse. Back to Silent Command's inside. Silent Command led. Not now. Indiana Lily on the inside. Didn't go round a horse. Wins the bet 365 KYNETON Cup half head. 2 Silent Commander was very brave. Converging ran third.
Still in front of Who's Your Daddy, Saliente. He's burnt the candle at both ends. He fights it hard.
Red Buttons is starting to fly. Here he is, Hawke's Bay, Red Buttons, Red Buttons.
Here's Midterm arriving as well. WT took the lead though. WT, I don't know. Tristram Sun